Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we're again playing mini miners on Roblox. And yeah, so this is going to be a continuation of last episode. So last episode was a life 1 tutorial. Now we're going to be doing life 1 to 5. And then once you get to life 1 to 5, you should be good from there. So you should be able to get the gist of things, what you're going to do. And in all fairness, once you get to life 5, things get a little bit easier than it has been from life 1 to 2 and so on. But yeah, let's hop into it. So now bear in mind, last episode I did remind you that I did have all of the Game Pass items. The only items I am going to be using in this video that are different from last episode when I used nothing but shop items is going to be the Stardust Amplifier, which you can get here if you join the group. You get a group reward, you just click redeem and you will receive this item for free. And other than that, I will be using any emerald box items I get. So by emerald box items, I simply mean anything that is sublime. So as well as that, like there is a shop down here that you can access at life 5. If you're life 5 already, then you can go ahead and go down there and you might be able to get something. But of course, I'm going to be using it out of boxes. So by the way, any item I get like this, that is this tier, I don't really remember what tier that is, but any item I get like that, I will be ignoring because it means if you don't have it, obviously you're not going to use it. But emerald items are fairly easy to come across. I'm only going to be using maybe 1 or 2 of them, and that doesn't include droppers. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so to get started, we have received some decent starting items. So I'm going to start off with coal today. Obviously, if you do not have coal already, feel free to start off earlier. I mean, obviously, you would do the same as I did in the last episode with these and work your way up to the coal mine. But again, I'm just using coal mine because I've got it out of a box. If you can get it out of a box, that's fantastic news. If not, then just keep on searching for little boxes that dot about on the map and you'll get some. If not, save up for it and it shouldn't take you too long once you get past the starter stages. So like I said, I'm only going to be using a couple of the items that are different, so the Stardust Amplifier and the Emerald Ionizer. So these are some Emerald items and the item I mentioned from the group reward in here. Obviously, make sure you do all of the different things in rewards because it is literally just free items, by the way. And there is codes on the Discord if you join their Discord, and they do post them fairly often, so I would recommend joining, especially if you want codes to help you progress, or you just want some extra items or emerald gems. Yeah, that's why I'd recommend joining because that's just free stuff in it. So what I did forget to mention about the ore injectors is that you can use them the same as the ore chargers and the emerald enhancers. I didn't actually realise you could use them more than once because I did a stupid after telling you to read the descriptions and didn't read the descriptions like an idiot. So yeah, you could use this plenty times and this is quite fairly easy how to get into the millions, quite easy. So I thought I'd mention that now that I've read it and felt like slapping myself across the head. So yeah. So after all this time, I've upgraded the setup to pretty much similar to how I had it last time. Now, obviously, I know I've got to fix this. I've literally just fixed these crystal mines. However, I forgot. I thought these were part of the exclusive bundle, but it's not. I just got a bloody reborn that I forgot about. Because I forgot we rebirthed. So I do have this, and obviously you'll have whatever item you have. I believe this is the first reborn item everyone gets, but don't hold me accountable to that statement. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and use this as well, because why not? Gives me a little bit of extra money and speeds up the process, so I'll take it. So by the way, just from experience from my other save on this, if you have any game passes and stuff, you could always stick them in places like this, because sometimes they do end up actually hitting the ore. Like if it's like that, you can see it still goes through the ore. It's only the ones where they're not centered or on this side that they'll miss. But most of the ores, as you can see, do actually end up hitting this, and they are pretty damn centered. So, just as a recommendation, and obviously if you have any other portables that like aim in like this, you could also do that there as well. So again, now that you have earned some items, so like reborns, maybe some emerald items, and obviously use the Stardust Amplifier, which is a free item. It means that this is actually it's going a lot faster. Like, to get me to trillions, this has only took me 10 minutes, whereas last night to get to maybe this point took me about maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. So it is a lot quicker, but obviously it just depends on how you lay out your setup and everything as well, and kind of how prepared you are. Because no, I think if I knew this, I think my setup would have been a lot quicker last night, but I did a dumb. So that's my fault. So I do apologize, obviously, if you followed suit, but at least now you know for next time, or maybe you just read the description and didn't do what I did. Yeah, that's also a thing. And for those wondering why I don't use this item, it's because it requires fuel. Now you can obviously use this because it will help you. However, I've literally just went on and been fine without it. I mean, I'm nearly at rebirth already, rebirth 3, 2, sorry, second rebirth, but third life. You know what I mean? Yeah, I haven't changed really much. I've only just added all of these ore charges on. The slimy refinery, changed the furnace. And yeah, I mean that's about it really. I've just been sat waiting for a little bit. I actually had to go do something, so this hasn't took too long, I wouldn't say. So, by the way, this is 15 ore charges, by the way, total. If you're wondering, that looks like just a bunch of spam. It's because it is. However, yeah, we've got all of the side enhancers and everything, so we're just gonna... I do need to change out these, but I'm waiting to get a Skylight mine. So, I'm going to wait a couple more minutes to get the full 25, and then I'm going to change that out because I believe this is worth 2.5 million, so these should max out fairly quickly on this. I think I'll actually only need like 4 of these, and then these should max out fairly quickly after that. So, yeah, it's not too long. It won't take too long after that point to reach the Rebirth 3. And then we will move on to what's next and what we unlock. So I just swapped it out, but I thought I'd quickly take this time just to show off some codes. Now, there is some decent codes in here at the minute, but this one is the one that you can do at life 0, so obviously you could have done this last life, or you can do this life and get 5 wooden boxes. However, I will showcase the next code once we have hit Rebirth 3, because that is when you can unlock it and use it. Alright, and now we should in fact be in the end game here of the first and second life. So we're very, very close to being able to, well, rebirth. We've only got a couple more, and there we go. That's it. Now we can reincarnate or rebirth. So let's do so. Okay, Autumn Bliss, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Right, so this is going to be probably your easiest life now that you've gathered some items. You've got 2 reborn items on your side. You might have a game pass if you decided to buy a game pass. You have some emerald items. And yeah, I mean, now you've unlocked some more codes, which is actually very good. So I'll get into the codes right now. So as of this video, there is a code that requires you to be life 3. That if you type in 25k TY or thank you, will give you 250 emerald gems. So that's pretty good for a starting code. Now here is another one, new code fixes, which give you 5 emerald boxes, which is a very nice set of codes, boxes to get for life 3, because then obviously if you don't have some of the items that I have in here, that gives you plenty chance to do so, as well as using the emerald gems that you got from them codes to spend on boxes. The final code is I love EG, or emerald gems, but yep, that is it. And then you get 50 emerald gems again to spend on more boxes. So as you can see here, I've got 5 boxes and I have plenty of emerald gems to spend them on. So I'm going to open some more boxes while I start my life. And yeah, it just means that I'm going to get a little bit of a head start, which is nice. But obviously, it depends on whether I don't get infusers or not. But apparently, infusers are the best way to start your life. Didn't know that. I already have that, man. Sorry, I was just rage complaining about how I already have something. I mean, you know what? I'll take a bench. We'll take a bench. We'll sit on the bench. We can actually sit on the bench. Okay, good. Let's open a box. It might boost my luck. Oh my god. Okay, so after that horrendous amount of luck, we can now just make our setup again. So this time it should be a lot easier than the last couple of times, due to it literally being the fact that you have more items to play around with the second you start your game. So again, we're gonna just spam place everything we've got. So Autumn Bliss. I need a ramp for that. How much? Oh, 5k. Don't have enough for that yet. Right, so we'll place this. And I believe that is... Oh no, there's this as well. What's this? Oh, actually, sorry, I just forgot. Because we don't have a coal mine to start this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to move this over here. And I am going to take advantage of these for now until I do get coal mines. And then what I'll do here is... Where was that upgrader? That one. Put that there, put another one, and then give it a second to get another one, and then that's all three done. And then we can just wait and get the next couple of items here just from these items alone. And I am going to be using the Emerald Ruins and Furnace instead of the normal one. So if you don't have this, I would recommend using your boxes to get one, because you'll keep this every time you rebirth. It'll be literally like it'll be here the entire time, unless you prestige, and then it won't come back until life 5. So this is actually going very, very quickly now that we've got multiple items to use, and I'm not even using all of the items yet. I haven't even put this down yet. But I just quickly swapped these out to coal mines, put these down, and then had to remove them. And I'm actually probably, now that I've got silver mines, gonna have to replace them again. Yep, there we go. So I had 15, now I've got 3. That was very quick, by the way. That was like a matter of like 2 minutes. And then I had to replace them all, so just to give you some context there. So when should you swap out the Emerald Ruins for a store furnace? I would say it's kind of on par with this, mostly, kind of. Obviously, I think this is better, but you can do what you want. I would either swap it out here or here, and then obviously continue upgrading until you've got the amount you need. But I would in this version, I'm going to swap it out here. This is when I'm going to swap it out. So at 200 trillion, that's when I'll swap out my furnace from the Emerald Ruins. Just so you're aware. Alright, so we're at billions now. So basically all I've done is replaced all of this, what would have been here, with emerald enhancers. I've placed down majority of my side enhancers on the sides, and obviously we've seen what this was before. Moved this over here, added these in, and then finally placed the emerald ionizer right before the furnace. So what can we do now? Well, I'm gonna... Oh wait, we're actually already quite deep. Right, okay, so I'm gonna buy these, and I'll toss around the setup whenever I need to fit those in. Buy 2 of these, 2 of these. Can obviously afford this now as well, so stick that on the end there as well. Can't afford that, so that's fine. And then I'm not gonna upgrade to this. I am gonna upgrade my 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 mines, though. That's the word. That was the word I was looking for. Don't know why I got so stuck on that word there. But yeah, now, oh yeah, sorry. Now I can get rid of these. That's what I wanted to do. Right, now pull them back to the start. Perfect. And then I'll add some ore charges here when I can afford it. But I believe that's all I'm going to add right now. So I'm going to quickly chuck that in, and then I'll come back. So after fiddling around a little bit longer, I have obviously added all of this, changed these to here, and then just expanded this part of the setup. And it's now just a waiting game to get to 22 QT, which is right here. how much I need. Obviously, I don't think that changes for anybody else. So, yeah, the only thing I'm really probably going to add is these. I'm going to be honest. But that's about it. And then I'll just wait. I'll just sit and wait. Obviously, feel free to add anything you feel like adding. It's completely up to you. And obviously, I am going to change out this furnace as well in the meantime. But obviously, it's your setup, your opinion. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to chuck that in there because I can't be bothered to change it to a like a particular type of conveyor as well. And middle on with my setup, I'm just going to leave it. It can just do that. There's only like one ore every now and then that gets lost, but hey, it's fine. It's whatever. We already have enough anyways, so yeah, that's going to be it. We're going to get to life, what, 4? 4? Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Ooh, this is a good one. So basically, what this does is removes your toxin. So it doesn't remove all of it, but it does remove a good chunk of it. So if you get this early game like I have, it's a very, very decent, well, reborn item to have. Especially this part of it. I mean, the upgrade's like, you know, hand in hand, but I'll take that any day. Now remember to open your boxes for some absolutely amazing luck early game. I would not recommend it because you see my problem. Now this life I do have coal mines because I got one out of my box there. Hold on, can I like do something? Does this work? Ooh, it does work. Okay, well I'll do that just for now. Because why not? That's fair enough. And then we are going to play. Oh, can I touch any of them? I'll do this. We'll do this one. Then we'll go ahead and place this. We'll go ahead and place Autumn Bliss. Then the Crystallized Refinery. Yeah. And then Eternal Peace. And finally the Emerald Ruins. And boom. Already at millions. Great. So once we get to life 5, by the way, you do unlock a couple of things. So I believe you unlock the shop down here. You unlock layouts, which is quite nice. They are 150 item cap, so more than enough per layout as well. So that's the thing. But one layout will replace your entire setup. Like it'll remove the stuff that's on your base and replace it with the stuff that's in the layout. Believe you unlock this guy up here, which is crafting, but I could be wrong. Alright, so I just had to quickly pop away and do something, but we're doing quite well. I've just upgraded my setup as well because I saved up about 100 billion, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and pop everything in a setup. And yep, that's what I went ahead and did. And now we're just going to play the waiting game. I know this is a bit all over the place at the minute. It's just because I want to have it all in one once I've got all the items for it. But at the minute, I just thought it's just easier for me to just get all the items and then place them one by one rather than just making them all a bit skewiff. So I've laid this out a little bit clearer for everyone to see what is actually going on, just so obviously if you haven't understood previously, you can understand now. You have your mines going through some emerald enhancers. Eventually you'll have to remove some of these due to the price of these or the ore value of these overtaking the max value or maxing out before it uses all 7. The same goes for these. This can happen just depending on what kind of ore value you get. This goes up to a total of 500 million. So obviously this requires 15 ore charges. So that's how many is in this line here. And then in the next line we have our side enhancers, our hyper refiners, ore electrifiers, amplifier, orbital refiner, 2 rose enhancers, 2 of these, 2 nitrogen liquidator, 1 nitrogen liquidator, yellow sender, 2 of these, obviously our ramp as well, emerald ionizer, this, our emerald infuser, autumn bliss, crystallized refinery, eternal peace, and then our furnace. Obviously I'm going to swap this out in a second, but obviously if you have different reincarnation or reborn items than I do, obviously feel free to swap them out where you feel necessary. Because obviously I'm not sure what are the set reborn items and what ones are just kind of random luck. So obviously it's dependent on the player and obviously what kind of items everyone can get at the start and at the finish of the game. So obviously just use them wherever you feel necessary. So if you've got a furnace, obviously use the furnace at the end as long as it's better than all of the furnaces that are in here. So if this one is better than the one that you've got, just swap this out because this makes more sense to have in the setup. So as you can see, I've got toxin on these ores until this point. So I could maybe put these, or wherever they are, these, like this. So then if I was to place this, it means my ores still get the toxic effect, and I get a more multiplier per toxin that's on the ore. So as you can see, per toxin, 2.5 times. There we go. So yeah, obviously you can get 250 times from this furnace, so that's why I'm saying if it's better, just replace it. It's just easier. Now at Life 5, what do you unlock? Again, I mentioned before, you do unlock layout, you do unlock the shop, and I believe you do unlock crafting, which is quite nice. Now, when do you unlock this? You unlock this at Prestige 3, so if you prestige once, you will not receive it. But if you prestige again, you will get this, which is just re-rolling, which requires 250 emerald coins per time, I believe. And it basically just gives you a chance to get another item or an item that you already have. So if you have, like, I don't know, let's just for example say that you have Emerald Ruins, which isn't a prestige item, but you get the point. You could re-roll it for this instead. But then if you do this, you could always go back and get this. It just depends on the luck that you get. So when you get an item that automatically just upgrades to the maximum, like the max limit on these, just get rid of the other ones so that it's quicker, because then it means it can go through this quicker, and it actually means you get more money quicker. So instead of having to wait around all day waiting for your ores, it just means it's a little bit easier and you can actually get stuff done rather than sitting around waiting for every ore to get through. So now I'm going to quickly add on a bunch of other things that I'm missing. So for example, on the end here, I am going to add my slimy refinery, and over here at the end, I will just wait a minute because I want all of that money. Over here near the end, I am going to put this furnace over here and pull all of this forward like this. Okay, I'll just place it again, I guess. Place that down, place this next, and my 2 ore flamers. Oh, I can afford that, right? Why did I not place? Don't know why that didn't do the thing, but it did. There we go. And I don't have 2 QT yet, so that's fine. So Autumn Bliss, Crystallized Refinery, and our Emerald Infuser, and our Stardust Amplifier, and then finally the Furnace. Don't think there was anything else other than that, but yeah, no, I think that's everything. Yeah, I've covered everything there. So now, again, it is just a waiting game until we get to 31.9 QT. And then once we get there, I will cut to it and we'll rebirth to Life 5. And then we'll wrap up the video. Alright, so there we go. We have finally hit the required amount to rebirth. So let's rebirth. And voila. There we go. So now we have unlocked the shop at the beach. So if we head on over to the beach, we can now click on this guy and go into the shop. And as you can see, he's actually selling some pretty decent stuff. So, for example, this, I am going to grab that because why not? Fortunately, I don't have this stuff here, so I cannot buy it at the minute. But I'm going to buy one of these, and I think that's going to be me set for today. But anyways, yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. Oh, wait, quickly, actually, I am going to quickly check up here. Okay, I was wrong. So this is actually Life 50 up here. I didn't actually realize that. That's my fault. I do apologize for, like, kind of mis-selling that. completely forgot that that was the level that was required, but anyways, yeah, that's completely fine. I mean, once you continue using this setup, and obviously you can now save it in here. Obviously, I have multiple layouts, but you should only have one unless you buy the game passes. You do get them with the game passes. Now, however, all I'm going to say is I would recommend using the layout, even if it is just for a starter setup. It just saves you that little bit of extra time. Instead of having to place everything again, you can get everything kind of set down on your base where you need it to be, and then you can go ahead and go from there. So as I've been doing, placing down the starter setup with just all of my items that I can use. So now obviously I've got this as a new item as well. So what I'll do is I'll place these all down with my mine, or if you have the emerald mine as well, you could use that. And if you wanted to use like some of these things from game passes as well as this, if you've bought it, then obviously you could go ahead and place them down in a setup, then quickly save it, and then the next time you come to rebirth, you're like, oh, I need to place everything down again. Nope, you just press load layout and it will be there for you. So that is just my life, well, 2 to 5 guide, and some little tips here and there. Obviously, I hope it has helped you. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. It would really, really help out. Thank you guys for 1,100 subscribers. It has been absolutely insane the last couple of weeks. The amount of subscribers that I've gained. It's actually the most I've ever gained in a month. Ever. My entire time doing YouTube. So I do really, really appreciate that. So hopefully next month we can actually beat that. That would actually be really, really cool. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, and bye for now.